Hello, my fellow peers. I'm Miss Peer Editor, and today I'm going to show you how to write an effective thesis statement. We're going to go through the process step by step and create our own example. But before we do that, let's ask ourselves, what is a thesis? A thesis is a statement that outlines the main claim of your essay and supporting examples. Basically, it shows what you aim to prove in your piece of writing, and why the reader should read the essay in the first place. Something that's really important to note is that a thesis is arguable and provides a specific perspective on an issue. It can't simply state a fact. I like to think that a thesis is like an appetizer in a meal. It stimulates your desire to read on, just like a really good appetizer makes you excited for the main course. So it sets the expectation for what the rest of the essay will be about. Now it's time to write the thesis, so let's get started. Step 1 is to read the question and figure out what it's asking you. So here's our question. How did the publication of the Harry Potter books mark a turning point in children's literature? Don't panic. You might be telling yourself, I have no idea how to answer this question. Well, all you have to do is break it up into more manageable parts. So we see that the overall topic is the Harry Potter books. But what's a turning point? A turning point means a significant change. So that indicates that before the Harry Potter books were published, there was a common characteristic or a pattern that defined children's literature. When the Harry Potter books came along, they caused a shift in that pattern. Step 2 is to rewrite the question. I like to call this step translation, because we're making the question into something easier for us to understand. Here's our rewritten question. In what ways did the Harry Potter books significantly change the pattern in children's literature? Be careful not to misinterpret the question. Things get lost in translation sometimes, so we have to make sure that the core idea of the question is still the same. Step 3 is to come up with a central claim. This isn't a true or false question. There's no definitive answer, so you can be creative and take some liberties. Remember that your response has to be debatable. Here's a potential claim. The Harry Potter books made children's literature more relatable to young readers. That's perfect. Step 4 is to come up with 3 supporting examples to bolster your claim. Each example or each supporting idea must be distinct and specific. Now we have to ask ourselves questions to get the ideas flowing. I'm doing this based on prior knowledge, but if you're writing a thesis for, say, a historical essay, you will have to do some research. Okay, so I'm going to ask some questions, and as I do that, we'll jot down the ideas. Why were the Harry Potter books so relatable? Was it because of the characters who are all unique and flawed in their own ways? I'm going to say dynamic characters from diverse backgrounds. What about the memorable setting of Hogwarts, which transported readers to another world? How did readers react to the concepts of wizards and magic? So another supporting point would be that the Harry Potter books sparked the imagination through a fantasy world. And what about the writing itself? What was the level of difficulty in terms of the writing style? Let's say that the Harry Potter books employed a simple and accessible writing style. For step 5, it's time to put it all together and write our first draft. Remember to state the claim and all 3 points. Here's our first draft. The Harry Potter books made children's literature more relatable to young readers by including dynamic characters from diverse backgrounds, using fantasy to spark children's imaginations, and employing a simple, accessible writing style. This is not bad for a first draft. Some might leave it like this, but I personally think that it's a bit wordy and longer than it needs to be. Also, it's overly specific. So for step 6, let's make some revisions. In the part that says dynamic characters from diverse backgrounds, I think we can cut that down by simply saying dynamic and diverse characters. And I think that we can leave out the part that says spark children's imaginations because that's kind of applicable to all 3 points. So instead, let's just say elements of fantasy. Notice how I use 3 verbs in my 3 different points, including, using, and employing. That's totally fine. If you do it this way, make sure to keep those verbs in the same tense. I don't feel like those verbs are needed in this case. They're all saying the same thing, so I'm just going to use one verb, incorporating, which encompasses all 3 verbs. For step 7, we'll write our final draft based on the changes that we've made in the previous step. Here's our final or second draft. The Harry Potter books made children's literature more relatable to young readers by incorporating dynamic and diverse characters, elements of fantasy, and a simple, accessible writing style. If we compare our first and second drafts, we can see that our second draft is a lot more concise and to the point, and it answers the question completely without being too specific. So this is why it's really important to revise your thesis maybe 1, 2, or a couple of times, because we have to make sure that it completely answers the question and it's as short as possible to avoid any confusion. For step 8, our last step, we'll look at our thesis checklist and make sure our thesis passes the test. I love making checklists whenever I'm doing writing, and if your teacher hands you out a rubric, that's even better because you can use that to determine whether your writing actually measures up to the standard. So for the first point, is our thesis debatable? Yes, it's stating one particular position on a topic. Is it narrow in its scope? Yes, we've outlined 3 very specific details to support our thesis. And is it supported by evidence? Yes. If we were to write an essay using this thesis, we could use a lot of textual evidence from the Harry Potter books to support it. And last, but certainly not least, is it concise? Definitely. Our second and final draft is much more brief and to the point. I just wanted to make a note that this type of thesis is typically used for a 5-paragraph essay, since each of the 3 points will correspond to its own body paragraph. Thus, you'll have an introductory paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion paragraph, which makes 5 total. You can adjust this for a 4-paragraph essay in which you'd only have 2 supporting examples in your thesis. But I would not recommend using this type of thesis for anything longer than a 5-paragraph essay. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something that you can apply to your own writing. I'll see you next time for my next writing tutorial.